room. Akufado, oneni di fumuzi home. Open kofu is what room. Akufado, oneni di fumuzi home. Open kofu is what room. Akufado, oneni di fumuzi home. Open kofu is what room.
Say no, your brother going to be a kind of technically so acting as president because on any president in the fight play back.
How? I don't know.
Say no, your brother going to be a kind of technically so acting as president because on any president in the fight play back.
How? I don't know.
Abusiame Obibi Akwaba, you know the name already. D Sexy, D Ren, Dr. Ren, aka Papa Ghana. A quick roll call. Greetings to everyone watching me. Zigma, greetings to all of you guys watching me. Bomodiana, Power Tap, Mame. Power Tap, greetings to Legend Slim Buster. Abusian Power Tap, Power Tap, Power Tap, Power Tap. Yankoya Nimni and Train Como. Oh, beautiful a year. Mamia Odamechi. Or a lawyer pa, or a lawyer per excellent. She say, aside so a lawyer and also say a politician. Aside so a politician also or a mother. Aside so a mother also or a wife. Aside say or so your wife also no or a Ghana's ambassador to the United Kingdom. Hi! Ma meno amasisi die. Boys, me number no too much. Say summer comes early. She say summer baba bedu. A beautiful a friend is saying demure, very decisive, calm like the lake. Hey, my Kai story a friend a poem be mature when I was very little at the age of 9, and I wrote a beautiful poem. Let me see, we are undertaking a journey full of thorns, full of griefs, but because of the beautiful women that God has blessed us as Ghanaians. Look, we read free poem there many years ago. We're talking about over 30 years. Oh yes. This is Mrs. Zita Saba Benson. She is Ghana's High Commissioner in the United Kingdom. What? Mesi manim but mema modiana meyi me ho video no menye me video ni mfrim kakra na hwe kakra. Yay, Ghana ma. Oh man. What? Hey, chai. Dr. Ren. Hey, that's my sister for you. Her Excellency Mrs. Saba Zita Benson. Oba Juma pa. Oba Juma o United Kingdom. Na me ne wo ka say de nyame ya adomo a eye bosomi a eye May ekọ na wie ye no. President Mahama. Ye ne be twetwe nkomo ti wo UK dia hye no so. Say President John Mahama back room. Eye May ending. First week of June. Obewa be PM wo UK. You be share with Dominion Center. Baby NPP for tertiary. I'm out for strategically, ma me no person go MPP with UK. And no be no nam a year friend saying Leeds, Adebech no nam Birmingham, Adebech no nam Ireland, Adebech no nam Glasgow, Scotland, Adebech no South London. MPP for complain, said Dr. Ren. It looks as if say mami we want man upon da. Because every movement be taking a movement to be strategically or cripple a MPP UK. In fact, she's very beautiful and she's really a woman we unite Ghanaian communities. And they be on Baba shop, adebechino on Kumasi market. Look, interacting with Ghanaians. She operates an open door a year policy. Bra, when any made komo, any ideas, any dreams, or visions are what the my Ghana, a coin Benson, and obetimi support a bow. If you want to go and open businesses in Ghana, if you want to go and establish a year companies, factories, she is there for you. Do not be afraid. Obia see a year. It's a man for you now calling because after all, she belongs to Abain Papa Aba. Onyenyi yimu on segregate. So we NPP, we NDC, we CPP. No. Our beautiful excellency, Mrs. Saba Zita Benson. She did for every Ghanaian in the United Kingdom. All right. And then come on the synopsis na me ba no. We know the prelims. You be share a NPP for support Ibrahim Mahama. Say eja ene obede for Damang Mines na aban no hwehwemu go through all the due process no. You want to say or no and or da no. You be di ho nkomo. Afen so abrantie bi a friend Opooman NPP Kasama for Ashanti region. NPP Ashanti region for the munim ne pa. What to be the ama a former Ashanti regional minister. A Simon or say Mensa. Was on shut it up and also you better say uncommon. Ye wienswa. Ye better Kenneth Ofori-Atta kuntun. NPP. Na oja ombetna o my Ghana so from 2017 to 2025 January 7th. Omufra Kunyaso, he was the finance minister. At the time, no so enjoy Ghana that because ma any Ghana for to be quite be a so Ghana no better yen and wako PM US ombre fia or so omba to account for his stewardship was embano eba we are the day senepa baye they just say French na makachon as say ya ye twimu time omba. But before then, ladies and gentlemen, ansa na ebe ko eyen komomu no Mamemfa we and shawase. Abrantie we your friend Paul Yando. Osina nado ayeden. Muntie no.
Akufado, oneni jufumuzi ho. Open kofu wo is watching. Akufado, oneni jufumuzi ho. Open kofu wo is watching. Akufado, oneni jufumuzi ho. Open kofu wo is watching.
We a friend is saying, Paul Yando, Asama or the Atujano, or say, Wankasa, Watin or Wasun. Enyadi amekumbe bre. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Yentrim Komo, na Yenin Komo. And come on, Babidi. To be honest with you, I know a shit. A more do. But the many will be sound common. I hope you guys can hear me clear. Unsubscribe to your YouTube channel no Dr. Ren TV, but more than not subscribing. Oh, share me what a TikTok, so I keep tapping and also follow me. Emuda ho clear. Florence Ama or say yes. All right then. Emuda ho clear dia ni yenko. Yemfa eye owura abrantie we yemfa ne nkomo enhyase. All right. Yemfa we enhyase. But before then mo kai saade we, mo kai saade akonya we hwan ne kai. Hwan ne kai sa akonya we. Akonya we de wa wo kai no hwan ne kai. Hwan ne kai. Hey! Yesusapa na akonya we middle class ni esikafo omuko living room akonya we ni ahye ne condom pa sorry ni ahye ne rubber na enye asem ketwa hey now sorry anapa na wo ye cleaning morning clean with fear hey dark man my mom still have it too hey those days esikafo akonya o middle class and rich men in our society. We Gen Z for who am feel say a friend is saying a temu made They will not believe. Gen Z's one will not believe. In the 80s, about 90s. Sure. Oh, a miracle, a miracle, a miracle. Hey, Charlie. Now those days who could be fear pa na sa wotina konya we so a couple. That time the busa say we dware we hwia wa motuom wo kohwe TV will be fear. Those days thankfully man go share TV will be a fear when I was growing up. But some of the guys are more area mo be TV will be people fear, Oh, necessary. Hey, obu akra na konya no ebitina me ebutina eye seat no ebi mutine eye arms no so na wo hani atem hey musifo mo bebu akonya no na wonnim na ukotinem na wo take rubber no de beje wo no. Hey, oh man, it brings back memories. Sometimes we go back and then you refresh your mind from where we are coming from. After all, we are all human beings. What you say? Hey. Anyway, Maminfa we so entwaso. Gone are the days ampa. Maminfa we enso enshim. Yes, Jata cement. Make I say, who UK, who Europe, who Ghana, overseas. You what overseas see dying. Become for Jata cement the man. And yet, supporting Ghanaian business is something I do. Because the more our businesses flourish, the more employment I bet me abomodia I create nothing so I employ more Ghanaians. This is my aim, to make sure that Ghanaian indigenous businesses will grow and expand. And also, expand to other countries, not only Mother Ghana. If you've not followed my page, kindly do so. I'm also live on YouTube, Dr. Ren TV. All the videos meje go into pebia ubetimi aba besisa na wakotwitwa na wa share our platform bia so. Sa na amanfo ye no. UK for agimi atum. Omse me number 1, Dr. Ren. Me di no kre me ka no kre. Me nsuro hwe. Because the truth sets men free. Yem free ho na yemra eye enkomo a me pese me ne Ghana fo a mo hwe me. Me ne mo nyina mo edi. Abrantie we osi asembɛn na ɔde nam. Yɛbɛkɔ akɔtia abrantie na asɛm a ɔde nam. Oh yes. Akeka asɛm bi. Asɛm a waka ne de ɛsɛ wani ɛna ɛsɛ waso. Ba mɛbɔ mɔden na mama wetie asɛm a this young guy akɔka. Ejebo. You see a new political party, NPP, a new political party. Some members of the NPP party, almost on betting new political party already. O mama mason ate. But bibiato a year at to turn out kwemwa. Me de betu ja magana for mutai heme mutai tiemi. Namo ehuno. A year that particular new political party. Ebimu NPP mo pese or motisa party no. Some people call it New Patriotic Movement. Edinya omode atoso. Abrantie beka ho asem kakra. Etie no asem a owoka the new the base.
Say ya me politics, ya me NPP.
Tie no.
Nature King. Twa asem so.
Oh, masa, min twa so sa. Ya ma make us and say o ti wa NPP fo akoba bi koko fo so omoko ye hwanwan. Ghana for so say Ghana for omuso anodom pre na oye sell leader. Ghana for say mi musa no. Adana sabia brusa bia nya do pa alugu sika na ekodi alaji 38 won. One say Valentine boot 20 with t-shirt. And I know any Ghana. Anodom pre na oye sell leader na wonu ye kan PP say omunya memo papa na ye did the base. Abenti the base intina say you to nyina ni abre no. Onti ase no. Another brand Ghana and was HMN Sabonsu or quite to Mamponwa and near President Kufome or Kocha told the other one said, well, and Tim Boot in one can
the base for say 2028 Kennedy akompre akupe wompe wo de neighbor na entia menya ne say some Ghanaian businessmen been so abomodenia any Kennedy akompre kun edin komo say ebeya on free MPP now onto the political party, now onto the new patriotic movement. Na ojitumwa wombe supporting no na wa contest 2028 general election. I am also hearing say only a year about 70 independent a friend is a parliamentary candidate and a ebeko. Ebi mu edu pa, ebi mu yes kafo mo Ghana. Omo so my omadwene say it's time. Say 2028. Say Kennedy Agyapong dia. Na so obeko dia. Sa esikafo no so beko akọ contest e wo mo constituencies across the nation. Na Ghana for ato abadi amawo. 2032 A+ and so are ready to contest as presidential candidate. And come on, Ghana for not tiasie. Say, maybe I we have to build our nation. We have to build Mother Ghana. And no one say more Ghana for can. And Papa Ghana, men so me de air to wedim. Because munim say me de feel ane de minya kotepe. Na mi dudom wesu kona mi hunu say ampa no kore bi wo mu a. Enya de a me de be den. Me de be sie mo. Me ba be kan no trodo. Me ba be kan no senior tie pepepe. Because ye kwa anim no many Ghanaians are crado, are ready. They want to see Ghana prosper. They want to see Ghana being built. What you say? That is why I encourage Ghanaians to speak. Whether you are NPP, whether you are NDC. I've seen some young guy be with NDC, and I've seen say when NDC members are no sooner support to NDC. A video, I can't send me a ensem fata. I've seen that young guy. I will also fast a video no I react say no. NDC for no omuye nyatwemo no omuye hypocrites no omunjai no mun kan no kore nchira ban no sani aban de beye niema esefata. Because at the end of the day, we want to see Ghana flourish. Ekufu the best say o mine 8 years no. I will free wokoye no. We have all seen it. Why na ebre? Enya Ekufu ado na ebre. Ghana for na ebre. It is a usu ye Ghana niya. Think Ghana first. Believe in Ghana. I'm not saying say we NDC near chinchine trying. Jai NDC no. I'm also not saying say we NPP near chinchine trying. Jai NPP no. The American say we party wa bemwa. Ensure say your party will do the right thing to develop Mother Ghana. Because at the end of the day, our competitors enye NDC ni NPP. The real competitors of Ghana are Great Britain. The real competitors of Ghana are France, Germany, America, China, Japan, Norway. These are our competitors. Omuna ye mane no ombe compete. Anything ye call World Cup, yankase Ghana against Ghana. Ye kobo World Cup, Ghana will meet other countries. What you say? Ye koye international competition, ye share other countries. What you say? So we must think along those lines to build, develop, and make Ghana prosperous. That is the aim. If you like the contenter, follow me on YouTube, Dr. Ren TV. Sanso and a TikTok, Dr. Ren. Mami friend Chemusa Nyamiya Aduma next week Wednesday. Mene lawyer Francis the legal education ni beba. Eti bomodia na follow ya wuti UK. Owning krata. Akwan Benson na benya krata. Lawyer Francis is going to assist you and help you. I'll be now on krata. Makacho se Ghana chiwadie, enye UK chiwadie. Enu ntibetimi di jina so edi nya on krata. Mede eye enkomono memfam free hona yenko. Yenko this another guy ononso odi asembia tuja. Asembe no di atuja. Okay. Where is he? Yentie no. Yenua we nso edi asem kese bi nso ababa bebom. Yentie wono nso asemwa ode ababa betu edwa. Eye Dr. Ren mebo eye video no ama wonso wetim. Yentie no.
Ghana for you say JDM. Wobuye kosera. Wobuye kosera kasa kire se. Wodimi kokko. Timi mani brewa no power yi. Me kachira me nuanu mo Ghana for you say wobuye kosera on kanchira ye ne nso ye hu baabi ari asam no batu. Antisi amiri tiase. Watakwa fosi kasuria. Onu akasa 3 panisu no antie panifone ina nso dia so nya say wobuye kosera me dem as. Ghana for you say JDM. Wobuye kosera. Wobuye kosera kasa kire se. Wodimi kokko. Timi mani bere wa no power. Me kachira me nuanu Ghana fo nyina se wo bu ekosere on kachira ye ne nso ye hu babiare asam no batu. Antisi amini tiase.
Abrante ne se JDM wo bu wo mkosiada. Wo di wo mkukọ. Oh, the beauty of my nation, Ghana. Hey! Oh. Ghana, my motherland. Me see me wuko. Na me ba. I will still prefer to be a Ghanaian. Oh, yes. You have no idea.
Ghana fo nyina se JDM. Wo bu ekosere. Wo bu ekosere kasa kire se. Wo di me kokọ. Timi mani bere wa no power. Me kachira me nuanu Ghana fo nyina se wo bu ekosere on kachira ye ne nso ye hu babiare asam no batu. Antisi amini tiase. Watakwa fo sika soria. Ono akasa tripa ni su. No antie perifone nyina so dia so nya se wo bu ekosere me dem ase. Ghana fo nyina se JDM. Wo bu ekosere. Wo bu ekosere kasa kire se. Wo di me kokọ. Timi mani bere wa no power. Me kachira me nuanu Ghana fo nyina se wo bu ekosere on kachira ye ne nso ye hu babiare asam no batu. Antisi amini tiase. Watakwa fo sika soria. Ono akasa tripa ni su. No antie perifone nyina so dia so nya se wo bu ekosere me dem ase. Ghana fo nyina se
Yo, ye nuane se osere Ghana fo nyina se JDM wo bu wo mkosiara. Wodi wo mkukọ. Enti osere Ghana fo se JDM na wo bu wo mkwasiara no wo bu wo mkosiara no. Woro nso wantini pay so. You know, one of these things are me pese me di to Ghana fo anim. Efa branti we video I and said. When it comes to farming, Ghana, we don't take farming seriously. We are a people where we think, say, people who are not wise, who are not intelligent, who are poor, and they are farmers. But that is wrong. It is wrong because for years, akwesi abroni no oyusu yen ediye kuyayo. So when we were doing the work for akwesi abroni, we were not happy. We were upset. We saw it as a form of punishment. Ghana are beginning independence. Yemubi Ako School. We've not been able to redefine farming be more attractive to the masses. It is will be a farmer. In fact, so obi cry a carpenter. We disrespect people like that in Ghana. Recently, I heard one lawyer who speaks for Kenneth Ofori-Atta or attack Martin Pegbu say the way a Martin Pegbu behave no or behave to say obi or carpenter as a plumber. Now, obi a lawyer there no way. Lawyer is just defending people with facts, with evidence, with document. Ya lawyer. Enya de bia yes sonku bia obi ye. Oh yes. Ya carpentry a de a yes sonku. Oh yes. Ya plumbing a de a yes sonku. And it is a winya will be na so wakosua de na wokenkan na onima choro na obeka kire wo say enam so no de woye lawyer ntino ne ho wonfaso sen obi a oye carpenter, then you know say definitely no the pakro no na adwene ene nimnim die e wo for because one tenure may be asset. Because lawyer there, all that you do is that you give legal advice on legal matters. What do you say? Or function is a handle cases in court. And the cases are handled no in court no. Our people are mere plumbers, technicians, builders, in a friend is electrical engineers. But in our society, we don't respect electrical engineers. But these are the people who these are the movers and shakers of our nation. Obia ehia electricity ebegina so. No dia na adwuma. Whether you are a medical doctor, whether you are a banker, whether you are a lawyer, when you energy, electricity, you cannot do FOCO. You will need electricity to empower your mobile phones. It is an electrical engineer na nkwa adwuma. No one got to new year. Where would you be? Ebiem say obia oye electronics ehun adwuma. Wanye na adwuma ya. Many of you know the gadgets you use. But in our society called Ghana, we look down upon people like that. We look down upon farmers and super brochira. The people who have their cash, the physical cash, are the farmers. Woman wasikano. Everything a woman will bedroom, will living room, will fear comes from the farm. The woman will fear no, it comes from the farm. When we say be a police officer, or be a military officer, or be a DND, or be a lawyer, or be a medical doctor, or be a PhD, a sociology, which talks about, how human beings can live and dwell among communities peacefully. Some a medical doctor, some a PhD. I need to eat food. The food will definitely come from the farms. So without the farmer, I will go hungry and die. Yes. But we must respect. We should respect, rather. We should respect. Sam Ranti. Pardon me. Uba brochino. Ejuma bene wa we. Be honest to yourself. We look down upon jobs. As if to say we don't have even the understanding when we say jobs. And I think we have to change our mindset and respect such people and help them so that almost be yetimi akoye nim na yetimi ejina ye naso sene eja enyina ye penwa ye hwehwe no. Anyway, be the eye ono ne de no ebesi ha. Ye be go eye a friend say the conversation ene me wo edema Ghana for. But before no, my main kind Joe say unsubscribe to the YouTube channel. I've told you, support me near hit a 10k. Ye koyenim. What do I say? Ye koyenim. Ye hit 10k. Ye content. Who follow me or a friends at TikTok and so about na share mame. Afi you can also follow me on TikTok. Na yem ko yenim ewo. Why? One love. Alright. Okay. Ore ya odamachi e freno eye ora Kenneth kunkunkun Ofori-Atta asembe na ato no ede na isi already my breaking news no emra yi ni free eye detention center me ne wo kase wati ni fee $3.5 million house ewo eye United States of America. Many wedding komo machero kwanya omofa so omokoche no machero eye de ekosi emra ye che no detention center ye mano advice say onye self eye remover ono ankasa en remove ne ho na onko ni krum na wo remove no ho na onko ni krum a ye mbande ne for 10 years na emom se deport no a ontimi back to US for 10 good years, which means say Kenneth Ofori-Atta elusu ni case eba 27th April a funny detention, a fire friend is saying, the deportation one. Say you remove the pet, and now the obet me akosra ne ma a USA for the next 10 good years. According to the US law on deportation. And Kenneth Ofori-Atta is doing everything, in fact, to fight our obenya asetna ewo USA ho. Wa high lawyers, and I'm being told, they say, the lawyers no otua omo over $25,000 nyesika ketwa just for them to represent him for each hour. Don't shiri ba kubia the lawyers never representing or court bia. Omo ji $25,000 just to appear our court. In fact, someone in the court, not court, no, ombedi 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, utia $25,000. In fact, what in the work share a year law firm bia registration alone no enyesika ketwa. In fact, we are talking about not less than $1 million. So Kenneth Ofori-Atta is really serious and desperate to stay in the United States of America. Onye na adwene se obeba. In fact, one of the cases I know detention center a copy more court. O catch court say osre court say on person in sembeto abontine into or in camera. Said yeah, I don't know even why the English word is in camera. They say on person the camera beto ne so na wiase amanse nyina acting enum asem into open private hearing. In fact, you granting a wish Emma oka ne nsem a na so opese o ka kire court as ansem no ebi abeto manimu a it talks about the identity. He identifies as Bema ne Bema Eda. In fact, at a point in time, Okase or a bisexual. But CCA or so when you no more on your bisexual be no or identify as a gay. Enunti opushi the human rights law no. Say US aban enhwe no mo man baby ntina wo you eye USA. Esan say Ghana for parliament e de mre bi be ko parliament a ebe criminalize obi a be me bia ofa ne yonko be ma ana say or identify as gay. It is a mobesha. Gay in common as sorry din or Ghana. It's all because Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, after speaking to his cousin, Kenneth Ofori-Atta, not only any other option than to tell the NPP parliamentarians and the NPP communicators to make noise about President Ghana. Everybody man the parliamentarians in the bill na call parliament in term. Na wama pass a bill no na be do nanim no sign. Or sign now criminalizing a gay. It means to say what Kenneth Ofori-Atta is seeking ewo USA no ne nsabet mi aka ne intentem ebeboa no. Esan say or fight to live in the USA political asylum. All kase or no or identify as a gay. And this was called Ghana. And I'm say gay yen jin tumu Ghana entino. Or yobia on timint na Ghana. Or my Ghana for bet time ni. Into US abino. On use human right law. Act no. Enfam bono ho bine. Won timint na USA. I am somebody who I have always advocated, say, the law on same-sex marriage in Ghana, no. Send your Ghana for susu say, against our your morals, any your behavior, any everything a Ghanaian. No. To me, I have nothing against gays who live in Europe or America. But when it comes to our country, Ghana, I believe, say, we should not allow such people to flaunt themselves and then expose their cultures and behaviors towards our children. And to me, I support the bill, and I support President Mahama say, ebedun anymore be assenti ne signature na baba be yemra. But anymore ya pa de. Meka kire President John Mahama say, any parliamentarians NDC for say, omun to wo mo bo ase. Na omun twen Emma USA for ni Kenneth Ofori-Atta ndili. 27th April is not far. Near said the deportation no beba soa. After deportation, no, they can quickly pass the bill and the president can quickly assent his signature. But the NPP is smart. They know. So if Ken Ofori-Atta eba Ghana, obeba be MPP for to ama Ghana for nyine ehunu, baby a wode oman sika no, wode yo ye. Enema bia a course. Look, Muhammad himself, I came here telling the president, say, unforcing the MPs, no more for bill, no parliament, no more pass a bill, no so anything, and sign it, not bill, no, intimate the Ebeyemra means to say he is going to criminalize Bema de Bema, a good deal, one pem, or Bano, or Bagu deal, one pem. But an inside report from MPP, Emma who said, Dede yoni nyina no aden na omo nhyase from last year, all of a sudden omo ye hu gidi. It's because of what Kenneth Ofori-Atta atro ewo nkrata so ewo USA, the position statement that he identifies as a Trumudieni. This is the case, and this particular case no ojina so say ye man nkrata na man asetna ewo USA. Mumu bebre no anim se enye gidigidi se Ghana entokwasi ansa na wetimi akobi krom te se Europe enkronkron no ewo Europe no anase America na wasiki political asylum. You don't need fight, you don't need war. Say ebe happen wo Ghana ansa na wetimi di ejina so esiki political asylum. One thing about asylum seeking, they say there's a word that we use to your friend of persuasion. Say a man for uye bibi. Now a man for nisusu say sorry, persecution rather. The word is persecution. Say uye bibi. Now what do you know the ususu say eye entiamera. Na imo mikrofo no say ade na wo ye no etiamera etiomede on be persecute you into by UK. There are many Ghanaians go through that route, another route to seek for asylum ewo UK krom ha omode te ha ebi ni say womo identify as gays, womo identify as lesbians, and the human rights law no protect them. Because okokroa enje be ma ne be ma ware ntum oba ne oba ware ntum a ebetimi apanish no using the law no a criminalizing no a ekro no e wo hu tumi se ye bossa nipa no ho ban. In fact, sa nipa kuofo no betimi afre other people a omoye gay fo ni bi aka kire wo mo se ofri Ghana na Ghana no enje samra wentum nti munyusu mu ekuo no na momfa mboa me na mompe lawyer mame na lawyer ni ndi masam mame. You will get it easily when it comes to gays and lesbians ewo Europe and America. Nti enyanwanwa se Kenneth Ofori-Atta choose that route no all because that is a safe route for him. That is the safest way America buy no ebetie no. Ewa supem. Now, the kwasi ye nie, me no woka say die. You're releasing a free detention center. Now, when you're releasing a free detention center, no, the TNA. As something in an say, yeah, did your friend no a year GPS bracelet and now monitor, and now the kind of monitoring tag, yeah, they are 29. And they say, a buying susu say, Ghana buying ababe logic complaint say, Wamo hwehwe sika sembim a efa no ho. Ana ono nso say, Ghana buying no nya sika sembia na omo hwehwem na emo momo tata no. Enunti omo release ni free detention center. Omo de their friend no monitoring tag at 29. Na no de aye say a tracking in location in real time to ensure that ono Kenneth Kuntum Ofori-Atta to avoid specific areas yam pese obeko a omo ka no exclusion zones. Inti ya chene say he should stay within a particular or allowed areas. Na so o move from that areas no GPS no be ma alarm na police fo aba be chene ntem. Ice. Enunti ni GPS no radio frequency. Eno wo use to enforcing time I saw the pie, time I saw the ko efie. Obe pia ne man temu pe na ese den wo pie eko. Ebie enya no nko a opie free ye releasing a free ice no detention center oko ni fie na 3.5 million dollars no. In fact, you can Google it. I am not making anything up here. Ni fie no is there. Obehu maybe out no address na ice 40 no de buy ni nyina or confirm say ni fie ho no te ni nyina ho. The attorney said Omu releasing on a $65,000 bond. Into Oma granting bail a $65,000 bond. Now, the attorney, the reason why a man bond a releasing say Ghana's government, Dr. Akoretinga Ayine, the Attorney General, and then the deputy, a serious case at the Akoto US abayanim. In fact, Judge Odin Kain Edin Assem na Emrano detention said sa case no who ye. And inti senko who sa case at that time no well informed that. And ka otna assembly so di assembly that day but no say sa ensem ba beto nanim. And inti Ghana Attorney General and the deputy yententem sa the assembly court anim. And no na ma ye man da detention e check kakra because na say US aban no eso eyan hwehwemu e won nsam a Ghana for the abeto nanim no. Enu nti ye man da a friend is saying detention center e check kakra for about 2 or 3 months. Enti bill no ya granting no. The training nyina say pardon me. A year 27th of April. Aka how many days? And a 10th of April and ameboa. And a date you say. And a Friday the 10th of April. Aka 17 days. Obe appear before the US tribunal. As someone mo kwa akodi hu nkomo no about deportation. Say see a deport no ko Ghana no ko face consequences. Sa pepepe asɛm a ɛwɔ hɔ no on 27th obe appear before judge deportation ɛka ho bi denti ɛna osusu sɛ ɛmɛmfa ne nkɔ Ghana denti na osusu sɛ ɛma yɛma no asetena ɛwɔ USA nti ne argument ebi na maka kyerɛ no 1 or identify as a gay. 2 or face persecutions ɛwɔ Ghana. 3 ɔkɔ Ghana osusu sɛ nsɛm a yɛde ato ne so no ontimi nya ɛyɛ tentene ɛyɛ atentene ne ontimi nya ɛfrɛ ne sɛ ɛkwan aban ne bɛdi asɛm no tia no menka ne saa osusu sɛ onya ɛyɛ fair hearing. Yes, onya right to fair hearing. Na aban no abɔ ne tirimu pɔ sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔde ne kɔ Ghana nti ohunu sɛ ɛyɛ political ɛyɛ persecution in some way ɛna ɔde ato court anim. Now and I know the no osia okɔ court no judge ne mane ehun sɛ na Ghana yɛm hyɛ mmere bia ɛkyerɛ sɛ bɛɛma ne bɛɛma awareɛ yɛn gintum a yɛ criminalize no mmere bia nhyɛ de ni hɔ. Judge ne kra cite mmere asɛm no kɔtɔ president ni mu a president dada ɛyɛ na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ansan because obi de kɔ Supreme Court ɛkɔ challenge yɛ nyina ni masɛm a esi yɛ Supreme Court decision. And what Kenneth Kuntunkununku Ofori-Atta ehia sisi a ne sɛ yɛnyɛ hu dede even pose yampase bill no na president ansan ni mpo a obe yusu dede na Ghana for ye no ɛfa ɛyɛ LGBT trumu oba no obeda no ho ne lawyers ebe yusu saa dede no ho ɛde aka kyerɛ judge ɔte akonya mu sɛ news coming from Ghana ne sɛ the Ghanaian citizens are agitating say people who identify as LGBT brand and no ɛyɛ Ghana fo akyiwade ntie free na koyɛ kyese obi ɛyɛ bia ɛyɛ criminal. And that is the reason why these days you hear the NPP pushing the agenda, because clearly Sir Kenneth Ofori-Atta Ekodu Ghana pair. There are a lot of money some transfer from Central Bank of Ghana. On the since a lot of cases are around the coin no ne fapim bebre no ano ejina papa we so. It is a papa way to me bar. Zita is coming to confirm to many of the cases. In fact, you guys know Manasseh Azure cases stories awayafa papa we hu bebre. You also know Imani stories omayafa papa we hu bebre. A kwanya banking cleanup exercise or den nkofo bi fa so ema Ghana yebobo ka domestic debt exchange program bebre. Mo be kai a friend is saying enyine munkania ECG ensem bebre omo baaye na afei omo create a new vehicle omo de gigi Ghana for sika bebre. So clearly we obi na se wadwene wo form na politics no won ti asie ye you follow blindly, but beneath politics no a lot of people play the cards that suits their agenda, and these people in fact, we remember the PDS. Yes, PDS na me pesamika. Ekwanya NPP for ba ya Gabi Asari Ochuda kum ye ti wo ene na oma form a WhatsApp group no more about your friend is saying ramble in the jungle so you have to understand. So this is something they are pushing the agenda. Obi say, oh, American president does not support gay. Donald Trump on Kwano is not enough because the laws on America does not criminalize gays. That is what you have to learn and know. What does the law says? In the United Kingdom, it is not a crime if somebody is a gay. In fact, gays are allowed to marry in UK. The same way gays are allowed to marry in the USA. So these are laws. And these are laws that people respect in US and in United Kingdom. But in Ghana, gays are not allowed to marry. So let us learn these things. It is important because my page is all about fact finding. It's all about speaking truth. That is how it is. So clearly, are we going to see Kenneth Ofori-Atta on 28th of April or 29th? Yebehunu. And answer on 27th, is he going to win his case? Because he has no other route to support his argument apart from declaring himself or identifying as a gay person and fight his case on the human rights route. Apart from that, Kenneth Kuntunkunku Ebeba Ghana. It is also for the government of Ghana to say, baby a yedu no, yede yakon aba bedum pempenso a yepese oba. But if the guy identifies as gay and Americans wants to protect him, what can we do? And I spoke to one retired army officer. In fact, he was a general, Ghana Armed Forces. And he says that this is where the country Ghana must be smart. And Ambusa General said, being smart about what? He said, America also wants certain people from our country. We should also tell them that in order for us to give you these people, you also have to also give us these people. And he cited that, yes, we can also tell the American government, we need Sedinam Temaklo, we need Kenneth Ofori-Atta. If you give us these people, we also give you the people that you are also, asking us to help you. Arrest them. A word to a wise is enough. Sometimes behind the scenes, our politicians must be smart. That is why I'm against the dual citizenship people holding public offices. Because if Kenneth Ofori-Atta was holding an American passport, it would have been difficult to even talk about this conversation, to even have a conversation. Because after all, he would just go and say, I'm an American citizen. I've renounced my Ghanaian passport. I'm not willing to come back to Ghana. You cannot force him to come to Ghana. So I am against dual citizenship, dual nationals occupying positions like ministers, MPs, president. Because we Sikanoa, Okwa Bruchira, anyone who renouncing a citizen until thy kingdom come. Unkushiano baby. So, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, the tag abone 9. Baby obeko biano, ye monitor. US Department of Justice, a release on a 65,000 bond. The entire release because or say on Tiapo. So on the grounds of health, I saw a check-up ninyoma. I saw okay, no problem. Or sounds to say you treating us a flight risk. It is CCM no idea. You're the monitoring GPS monitoring tag you're the abone 9. Nimguasie. Nimguasie pa. Papa babusia bobra. Ibu say brabone and the nimguasie na. Is that the case? The real ye or son ho yare benya prostate cancer. Remember, no liver issue. Ninuanom bebre wo kidney problem. Yare entimi fo bi yare ensre no. Pasan komo bo mo bra ye. Ana omo hihye ekro ni ye a. Nka hospitals an komo kono abrochire no. Ka megidi se ke betimi nya bi wo Ghana enye ono nko a ena oyare a onya saa yaresa no a obekọ saa hospital no. Ebeboa ma Ghana fo nyina. As a finance minister, when Timi and Resisi Campo to build a prostate cancer hospital, I bet me ashe mema sebi go through such a year issues and our problem. When Timi, but or the taxpayers' money, allegedly, Eddie Etia lawyer ka $25,000 1 hour. I'll be representing. So offer multiple lawyers the fee goes up. Osanso ese o lawyer for nasi what here a tune of almost about $1 million. In fact, he has the money. Kenneth Ofori-Atta has the money. And he is willing to spend the money on American lawyers to defend him from coming to his own motherland, his own country that once upon a time he told us that Ghana ma na ontimi njane ma ho ene de ba ne sen na Kenneth Ofori-Atta apone ma Ghana for na we jane ma Ghana for na all pachew en sada nsayem kotodwegu fom no osuacha American president say omonje no man baby ntina esan say on peso beba ndi krum Ghana biem edi en bone nko no wontimi mambe answer. And this is the reason why I tell Ghanaian boys and girls, I tell us that yes, we can do politics, but such politics that you support men like this destroys the nation. And the gospel truth must be spoken. It is whether Sedinam Temaklo, whether Kenneth Ofori-Atta, whoever stole Ghana's money must account for their stewardship. It doesn't matter which political party they belong. In the end, we cannot steal from our own poor people and give the money to the white man to build their country. What about us also building our country? What about we also building Ghana and making Ghana great and mighty to compete with countries like United Kingdom, Germany, USA? Why? Don't we also deserve the best things in life? Don't we also deserve the greatest things in life? And it doesn't matter. Because I hear some people, NDC has been in governance for many years. How come they didn't build Ghana? That is why in 1999, Ghanaians voted against NDC and brought NPP. In fact, the weaker minds, always like to defend their political parties. And many of these people are tribal bigots who, because of tribalism and because of being political slaves, choose to defend their political party and politicians over their mother Ghana. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is not difficult to build Ghana. If any politician, be it NDC or NPP, tells you it is difficult to build Ghana, that person is a thief or he has low mind, or that person is not a person who is a deep thinker and has a purpose to help Ghana develop. Because there are stories which are facts that we can share to Ghanaians. It doesn't matter which place you are watching me. I can share to you the story of China. How a man who was as short as Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In fact, he is as the same height with Osei Mensah Bones. And I'm talking about the leader of China from 1978 to 1989. His name is Deng Xiaoping. In fact, he took 400 million people out of abject poverty. Not 30 million people, not 50 million people, not 100 million people. We are talking about 400 million people. What is the population of Ghana? So if politicians tell you that we cannot develop Ghana because Ghanaians are too stubborn, that Ghanaians are people who, for better words, don't have good attitude, then those people are just giving excuses. They are not leaders. Because Deng Xiaoping did not give excuses. Deng Xiaoping, when he took over from General Mao, after General Mao left the scene in 1975, and Deng Xiaoping took over in 1978, he did not give excuses. He built China. In fact, if today you hear Donald Trump calling us shithole, it is nothing new. It was the same thing that was said to the Chinese people, that the Chinese people are good for nothing people. In fact, many people from England refer to them as people who are just waste of space. But today, can you tell the people of China they are good, that they are good for nothing people? No. Today, can Donald Trump call the Chinese people non-entities? Can Donald Trump refer to China as a shithole? No, he dare not. You know why? Because they have built their country. Yes, brick by brick, block by block, they build China. Oh, how I wish you have the opportunity to visit Beijing. How I wish you will get the opportunity to visit the many cities of China, and you will admire the edifice. You will admire the beauty of China. It was not angels that built China. No. It was not Muhammad, may peace be unto his name, prophet, that built China. China was not built by Jesus Christ. It was built by human beings who believed that they can build China. So when you hear politicians lying to you that, oh, we must take time. Oh, Ghana, it would take so and so years to build Ghana. Tell them that you heard it from me, your brother, your uncle, your grandfather, doctoring that it is nothing but full of lies. In fact, the research that was organized by one institution here in the United Kingdom, that if Ghana and Ghanaians are serious, building Ghana would not take less than 10 years. Oh yes. We can build railways. We can have all the good roads. We can set up many manufacturing companies. You know why? Because God, in his wisdom, has blessed Ghana with all the natural resources that we need. All the resources that make it a country great and mighty and prosperous. We've got them in abundance. Yes, Ghana is not a tiny country. Ghana is not a country that is not rich. Ghana indeed is rich. But it's the mindset of the people that is poor. London or United Kingdom, let me say, is as equal when it comes to size as Ghana. But how come the United Kingdom people are mighty and powerful? And they have mighty army. How come we don't also have a mighty army? How come that we cannot build our own bridges? How come we cannot build our own aeroplanes? How come we cannot build our own cars? How come? Because you see, the politician always tells you that your enemy is the NDC, that your enemy is the NPP. So you see people come on my platform. To them, they think that they are here to tell Dr. Ren, oh, talk about Ibrahim Mahama, talk about John Mahama. With their inferior mind, their low self-esteem, they think whenever I stand here because I want to see NDC prosper over Ghana. These people have low self-esteem and they have small mind. Yes, I want to see Ghana compete at the dinner table. I want to see Ghana, when we are talking about science and technology, competing with Korea. I want to see Ghana being one of the greatest country and well-developed country on this continent. And we cannot do it with such myopic mindsets, with such MPP and NDC mindset. Oh yes. And that is why some years ago, my brother Kevin Taylor lambasted me for 1 month on his page when I dropped the word third force on my platform. In fact, my good uncle, KSM, Kwesi Sintim Misa, contacted me and said, look, you are a great guy. Continue and don't stop. Because I don't fight for individuals. I fight for Ghana to be built. For me, we can compete on our strength, not on our weaknesses. It is only fools who always dwell on weaknesses. It is only people who have inferior mindset who always compete on weaknesses. No. If I send my child to school, I don't send my daughter and my son to school to go and compete with people whose mind are just as tiny as the clitoris of a hen. No. I want my son and my daughter to compete to become the greatest. This is what I want. I don't want them to come home and tell me, class of 30, they were the 29th or the 30th. No. I want them to come and tell me, Daddy, I am first. I was the first person among my peers. But you see, the Ghanaian mindset, very shallow. So what do? We dwell on things that will not build our nation. We dwell on things that will not make us compete and become greater and mighty. So listen to the argument of the NPP. Why do you give the Damang Mines to Ibrahim Mahama? This is what the NPP people are saying. Why give the Damang Mines to Ibrahim Mahama? Why not Akwesi Abroni? That is the story of the NPP. To them, it is best that we give our gold mines to our colonial masters. Those people who have been mining in our country for 500 good years. I ask you a simple question as a Ghanaian. If you have something to give between your mother and the Chinese mother, or between your mom and the English, who would you give? Would you give your inheritance to the foreigner, or you give it to your mother? We must start thinking. We must start loving our country. I know it's difficult to love. I know it's hard. It's not easy to love. But we must purpose it in our heart that we have nothing but Ghana, and we must love the nation Ghana. Let me tell you something. I was listening to some NPP members, and this is what they had to say. And permit me to look for the audio and play it. This is coming from Paul Adom Ochre. I hope I will get the video. Yes, listen to him.
This, I believe, is one of their first big jobs, engineers and planners, a company. So this is a company that's coming from that far away. Yeah, there's politics. Yes, Ibrahim is political because his brother is president. He may get an advantage because his brother is president. All that is understandable. But in terms of this Damang mine, I am not against, or we should not be against, a Ghanaian, whether his brother is president or not, collecting the mine, so long as the procedures and the processes are kosher. Once the processes are kosher, we should not be worried about it. This is Ibrahim's first job, 1999. We all drive. If you are in Accra, you drive there every day. The Sankara Circle, when you are going in front of GBC, when you are coming from Labadi and you drive under, or you pass on the round, or you climb over, remember, it was Ibrahim Mahama who did the excavation.
When I told some people here the other day that Ibrahim Mahama's first job was Sankara roundabout. When I told people came lambasting me. In fact, some NPP people were attacking me, Dr. Ren. I said, you people don't read. And that when you read too, you don't comprehend. You don't understand what you read. The Sankara runabout. Let me tell you the history of that runabout. About Ibrahim Mahama. You see, Ibrahim Mahama was living in the United Kingdom. He's been living here for many years. And guess what? There was this quick. Where is Ibrahim? Okay, I can't find Ibrahim now. Anyway. So Ibrahim Mahama was living in the UK. Yeah. And there was this MP. I will not mention his name. Under Jerry John Rawlings. In fact, the MP was a minister under J.J. Rawlings. The MP was given a task by J.J. Rawlings to build Sankara Runabout. And those days, if Rawlings give you a task and you are unable to accomplish it, not only will he fire you, but he will deal with you in the evening. Oh yes, Rawlings was going to many ministers' homes in the middle of the night, and he will call them and tell them, let's take a walk. Rawlings at the time, he was disciplining them. A lot of the things we don't want to share. So this minister came to UK. When he came to UK, guess what he did? He met Ghanaians in the United Kingdom. And in fact, when he met the people, Ghanaian community in the UK here, Ibrahim Mahama had a conversation with that minister and told him that I'm being informed from Ghana that so and so project, you need people. In fact, here in the UK, I'm already doing it for a particular company. And the owner is my friend. In fact, he's an Irishman. I would like you to meet him. In fact, Ibrahim Mahama was a young man. And guess what? The minister looked at
all the
Ibrahim.
cars who passed there.
I'm coming. Trusted Ibrahim Mahama. And guess what? At that time, Ibrahim Mahama was around the age of 20 something. Listen carefully. He was around the age of 20 something, getting to his late, either 28 or 29. Because Ibrahim Mahama might be around 55 years now. So somewhere in the 90s, it was around that particular 1990, I think 1994, 5, 6, thereabout. He was a young guy. But he was smart. This minister with Ibrahim Mahama met Ibrahim Mahama's godfather, an Irish tycoon, a rich man who really liked Ibrahim Mahama. At his age, he was tall, dark, handsome young man. And he was hardworking. And the Irish people are very hardworking people. Anybody who lives in the UK will attest to what I'm saying. The Irish people are very hardworking people. So the man fell in love with Ibrahim. And Ibrahim introduced the man, this business tycoon, to the minister. Then the man told Ibrahim Mahama, if you can help me construct this interchange, in fact, you will forever be cherished in my heart. And I will announce and tell the whole nation Ghana that you helped me and your country, our motherland Ghana. In fact, Ibrahim Mahama told the minister, no, please, I'm not helping you for you to go and broadcast my name. I beg you, take my name out of your mouth. I'm only helping you to help our country Ghana. Don't go and tell anybody that I am the one helping you. In fact, don't even tell the president that I am the one that introduced you to this particular man. In fact, the long and short of this story is that, guess what? His business tycoon, that Irish millionaire, also introduced the minister to Julius Berger's brother. In fact, Julius Berger was a big-time contractor who built Abuja and many of the roads in Lagos, Nigeria. Very expensive contractor. In fact, when you go to Germany, many of the roads and bridges were built by these people. So his brother came with the Irish company and Ibrahim himself. And they came here. And then they built. When I told people, when I shared that news, I shared the news many years ago. People come and see NPP's slave followers. Come and see the NPP political slaves insulting me here and there. Attacking me. Today, NPP's godfather of communication, Paul Adumotre, has a message to all NPP full soldiers. Listen to Paul Adumotre.
Pass under, some pass top, some pass down. It was Rollins time contract. He was the subcontractor.
Listen.
This is our quota. This, I believe, is one of their first big jobs, engineers and planners, a company. So this is a company that's coming from that far away. Yeah, there's politics. Yes, Ibrahim is political because his brother is president. He may get an advantage because his brother is president. All that is understandable. But in terms of this Damang mine, I am not against, or we should not be against, a Ghanaian, whether his brother is president or not, collecting the mine. So long as the procedures and the processes are kosher. Once the processes are kosher, we should not be worried about it. This is Ibrahim's first job, 1999. We all drive. If you are in Accra, you drive there every day. The Sankara Circle, when you go in front of GBC, when you are coming from Labadi and you drive under, or you pass on the round, or you climb over, remember, it was Ibrahim Mahama who did the excavation. There's traffic there, all the cars who pass there, some pass under, some pass top, some pass down. It was Rollins time contract. He was the subcontractor for this. So that's the history of the man. Yeah, he may have political advantage. Yeah, he may be this, he may be that. All of us are this and that. So this is what Ibrahim did first. Okay, let's now move back to the story.
How many years since that road was constructed? How many years? 1999. That's when they finished their project. They started way back. Add it to your years. You that you are watching me, how old are you? What have you been able to do for the motherland Ghana? You are just like me. And you come here attacking Dr. Ren because you're a political slave. Because once you attack me, you take the screenshot and you go and collect 1 CD, 2 CD, 3 CD. And you go and use it to buy Entampe. Go and use it to buy Apio, Apeteshi. Give me quota. I go pay you tomorrow. Because Dr. Ren is popular. I open your eyes. That Ghanaians must do and talk politics. Must follow politics and ask questions. You think it is today that engineers and planners? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. In 1996, engineers and planners was supplying AGC, Ashanti Goldfields Corporation, at the time with heavy equipment to mine. You think it is today? How old were you then? Engineers and planners, Ibrahim Mahama is 55 years. Subtract it from his age in 1996. Now was our answer. Huh? Now was our general. You sometimes, you guys are you don't learn. That's the thing. You don't like to read. You don't like to research. I know some people in the country, like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. One thing I always respect him was his business acumen when it comes to Scancom. Yes, if you don't know, Nanado, it was through Nanado that we started getting Scancom, Mobitel. Or you don't know, it was through Nanado that we got DHL in Ghana. Unim. Unless we tell you, but you people don't want to learn. Okay? Jigbodi, come here and learn. When you come, bring your notebook and your pen. Learn so that you can also share the facts and the news. Because we've worked with them and we've learned a lot. A lot. My house, I lived in the same house with one of MPP's admirer, Odoi Sykes. Yes. In fact, I stayed with Odoi Sykes in Committee 11. You people, you don't like to learn. When you get your komi and your apeteshi and your kena and your red pepper, then your mind is blown. Because what is kenke and fish going to give you? Which vitamins? You eat kenke or you do mashke, then your belly becomes big. You don't learn. This young man must be studied. This young man must be encouraged. That's why when you come to my page, I don't do political slaves here. I remember when Akufo-Addo introduced the free SHS and people were lambasting. I told the people, shut up. Do you know what education means? Do you know how many Ghanaians are ignorant? And that we need the free education for our people? I told NPP, NDC people that you guys should better shut up and that you must rather contribute on how best we can improve the free SHS. Because whether we like it or not, the Ghanaian child must be educated. Whether you like it or not. So you people do that dirty politics. I'm not in for that dirty politics. Oh no. Do you know how many NPP people that Ibrahim Mahama personally has sponsored? Election 2024, Ibrahim Mahama gave MPP $10 million. 10 million. Yes, I can tell you the people who went to his house to collect the check. You think we are here joking? I'm not somebody that if it is MPP, you are doing something good, I will come and say it is not good. Why? Me, I want Ghana to prosper. Because I have seen the people who come from my village calling my phone. When I go to my village, instead of me to go and enjoy the beautiful beaches, everybody, Charlie, they are coming for Kaple. Let me tell you, before my father died, he had almost about 20 children that he was taking care of. My father died very young, and I'm the one supporting those people. They don't even know their mother, they don't even know their father. So when you see me here passionately, don't come and do your foolish MPP and NDCU. If you want anybody to do your MPP for you, Mr. Man, Madam, you have your page. Go and open live and talk about them. I will encourage you. If you want, invite me. I will come and support you. Because I've encouraged many people who today talk about politics. Because that is what I wanted Ghanaians to focus on. And challenge MPs, ministers, president, vice president, to give their best and nothing but the best. You also deserve the best. Why shouldn't politicians fly to America for medical health care? What about your grandmother? What about your mother and your father? Wouldn't you say, what do they also deserve? Don't they also deserve the best things? Why must you always supporting politicians who don't even know you? They don't even respect. I have lived in homes of politicians. Or do you think when I just say it for saying sake? No. I'm telling you the fact. Lived in the same house with Odoi Sykes, the admirer of MPP. You think we are here joking? No. Or you think you prefer to be staying at where is it? Bosomtri, dusty roads. No. You must ask for the best things in life. The Ibrahim Mines, the people who support Ibrahim Mahama, It's not only Paul Ademochi. Afenyo Marking. Afro, thank you. Afenyo Marking. Support Ibrahim Mahama. Not only Afenyo Marking. Go and ask Okoboy. Go and ask Okoboy how Ibrahim Mahama has supported him. Not today. Go and ask Justin Kodia the way Ibrahim Mahama supports him. Go and ask Nana B the way Ibrahim Mahama supports him. You do know how many people Ibrahim Mahama supports? Huh? Huh? Do you know people that are Yagani, they go to Ibrahim Mahama's home? Some of your MPs would have lost their seat in Ashanti region if not for Ibrahim Mahama. I'm telling you today. Take it from me today. If not Ibrahim Mahama, many of your MPs would have lost their seat in Ashanti region because they didn't have money to campaign. They went begging Ibrahim Mahama. Yes. He's too good that he helped everybody. He's a good man. He worked with an Irish man. Do you understand when we say Irish person? Do you understand? They are lovers of their own. They don't hate none of their people. They support their own. Irish people are hardworking people. Oh, yes. Today, if you think you have the capacity, the ability, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources is saying that there is more concession in Ghana. You also go and bid because we need more Ghanaians to bid. I have sat here many times and I've encouraged Ghanaians to come together and form businesses, companies. 10 people, 5 people, 20 people, put your finances together. There is concession. There are a lot of concessions in Ghana. Go and bid for some. Not only gold, there is lithium, there is manganese, there is bauxite. What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for the Chinese people to take over? Huh? Why must we always gather when it is funeral? Can't we do business together? I'm asking you, the Ghanaian. I'm asking you. Who is going to build the roads for us? Must it be always the Chinese contractor? What about you also putting finances together, raise the funds, get the expertise? There are a lot of young boys who have attended tech and whatever universities. I've done BC, building and construction. I've done roads and whatever. These are the people you hire to do their job. I support Ghanaians. Oh yes, if you don't know. That's one thing that my NPP people love. They love me for that because they know when it comes to supporting Ghana, oh, my brother, to hell with your political party. If a Ghanaian can do it, I would tell them to give to that Ghanaian. I come from the family of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, where we believe in Ghanaians. That's why I believe that the black man is capable of managing his or her own affairs. Give him the opportunity, just like the way Ashanti Regional Minister gave the students the opportunity to exhibit their talent and their gift and their knowledge. If you don't give the people opportunity, how would you know that they can execute the job or they can do the business? You must give people a chance. You always want to compare. Oh, somebody said, hey, Ibrahim Mahama, no, minor. If you're also a minor, go and bid. Munja in some phone mokano. Munja in some hununo. When Kufuor came and the hotel Diwawa, people were chastising and lambasting. We sat on radio and said, no, if the business will go for a foreigner, give it to the Ghanaian who can also do the job. Yes. We must encourage Ghanaian businesses. In fact, we have to have made in Ghana businesses across the continent of Africa. You must be able to go to Zanzibar and see made in Ghana businesses there. You must be able to come to UK and see made in Ghana businesses there. I went to Waitrose the other day. and I was going to buy banana. Waitrose is not a shop that I normally go. When I entered the shop years ago, and I saw the banana, Volta banana, then the box from Ghana, I was excited. I was happy. At least the farmers will get money. They will be paid. This is how we build a country. Must we always give what is best for the best things to the foreigner? Must we always give our best, our gold, our diamond, our bauxite, our manganese to the foreigner? Kwabena think. Aisha to think. Keku think. Esenam think. Ejay think. We must understand that we must build billionaires, whether they are NPP or NDC. Kofi Job. Do you know political party Kofi Job support? He's a typical NPP person. John Mahama came, he said, Kofi Job, you can do the job, you still do the job. Kofi Job is doing his job. Because Kofi Job is an NPP man, so we should collapse Kofi Job's business. A man who has been in the construction, a building of roads for many years, has many Ghanaians that he employs. No, we cannot do this. We cannot do this. That myopic mindset, you must dissolve it. You must erase it from your memory. The Chinese were able to build China because they gave opportunity to the Chinese businesses. In fact, those days, you remember, if you buy product from China, we say it is inferior product. Nobody wanted that inferior product. What happened today? Today, those inferior products, yes, they still manufacture and produce it. But when you go there, they will tell you that we have grade A, B, C, D. How much do you have? Depending on how much you have, you buy. We can also do same. And even better. Because God has blessed us with the natural resources. We have the human resources as well. That is why some of us are still advocating to the president and to the government and to the executive, the legislators, to the judiciary people. And I'm advocating that we must use the Ghana Armed Forces and the police services to train the Ghanaians. We have hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians who are homeless, who are, gallivanting and walking about and hawking. There's a lot of streetism. Take them to Saglame. Give them the teachings. Train them. And you'll be amazed the many good things that will come out from these, our sons and our daughters. We must do that. Who is going to build Ghana for us? The Ghanaian child needs skills. They need that skills. If they don't get that skills, they will be drinking apio. They will be smoking the weed. They will be drinking their tramol and taking in the red and destroying their lives and watching their time and their life go to waste because the devil will find work for the idle hand. That is why when you are in Ghana, you say it's the Lord's Prayer, but as soon as you go to America, as soon as you get to Europe or you get to UK, your Lord's Prayer is getting up 6 a.m., joining the queues and the trains and getting to the office at 8 a.m. to work and get paid. And after you say, thank you, God. We must understand that until we add value to the natural resources, we are not going anywhere. Because the person who attended that JSS, what is there for her or him? The person who called SS, what is the society doing for that boy? We must be able to do something for that boy, that teenager. If not, his life will go waste. Because when you go university into Nipa, if you come to Europe, you come to United Kingdom, baby bia branch never fall out from school, there is an avenue to accommodate that person, train that person to become a better person in society, in his community or her community. This is what I'm talking about. It is our grand school no we JSS also on school beam. I can kind of the man. Let's find somewhere and push that child, that teenager, young financial baby. Maybe he can be a bricklayer. Maybe he can become an astronaut. Maybe he likes to use his hands to do certain things. These are the people that we must encourage. Because to be a dropout does not mean that life must drop you out. No way. Bill Gates was a dropout. But look at what he was able to give us. That's why when you come to my page here, don't come and find me here doing your... No. I've gone past that stage. It's about Ghana. And if this government is doing right thing, we must encourage them. I always salute the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Emmanuel Amakofibua, that he was not intimidated and that he was able to do the right thing and ensure that all these people are any Omenya Damang Mines no. The right people no. Engineers and planners for no. Omonsaka Damang Mines. So we should say NPP ni bi wo na ono so the ability no the capacity. Unu abema. Ebi a friend is saying Senkofo embebe no come so koi. We must speak truth. And now you ball. I hope you are not upset. Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name D Sexy D Ren Dr. Ren. But more than subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Ren TV. Or TikTok. Video no that's all, Dr. Ren TV. Unya time and we can only build Ghana. We can agree to disagree. But when it comes to building Ghana, we must agree to build Ghana. There was a time I had a problem with some Minister of Education, not only John Mahama, a friend is saying, a Kufuor time, and a John Mahama. And I think said John Mahama, they almost the right thing. Almost see school daya, I said Kukubu. Who buy a brochina who and Quada school daya, a Quarano Kran, a combat also because school. Because the way I building it here, or environment in him, the way environment in it here. Child friendly toys ni nyama wo toys ni mrantere maba wa na wo kwan no betimi aye bia ko school mu. We must learn to equip our people, support them to do the right thing. Owura ya oda machini din de odura afenyo marking also support engineers and planners. Yamfa adwuma ne nhya wo mo nsa. Thankfully it went through due process into omo so etimi enya. I may accept and pick 1 or 2 calls now. Maybe Eddie common no baby. Afro.
Yeah, Doc.
Opooman.
Oba dia dum na no madaroma. Ya da su kran kwatin community no.
Nice one.
Ya da aseda bopa. Odo man kuma.
Yet you.
Na. Doc, na tiani say ade we di a ye kan say ye kan kama na to kukululu a Doc. Enka wo anase me the first person na that's like the DJ boom 6 years.
Oh yes.
But the truth of the matter is that Doc, sa mining concession na ye kan ho assembly. Ibrahim Mahama na one more ye de share wo mo nsa no omo sign the contract man mining wo ho. They kan ho assembly. Goldfields every in South Africa by and I this other mine no man consenting the man. Also so they contract Ibrahim Mahama. Emma or the Ninfidio any expertise one more winning mining need the kind of movia. And they think a goldfields never ha and can indirectly Ibrahim Mahama ya na can ask them say if you must say Omon Piasia say dear man on one a guswa or mine. In fact, say Ukoko Chekia, and you go to a Boston Diamond Mine, no Quampo now, Ibrahim Mahama and your Mudijuma. What did you copy Liberia? Ah, what did you
And the truth of the matter is that mine or nimdiane dada or mine na nkatamu ho baby aye ton aye kan watem no ono anka sanso na ye watch mine ti ho dada.
They just say, oh, Kako, she said, a year 2021, no 2022, no. Omwa a year engineers and planners, ya neja, omu negotiations, ne start year 2021, 2022, into 2024, crowd year. A year Diamond Mines, no EMP, no crano. Omuka said they must be allowed, no objection, cry, a year, no objection against a year the negotiations, so we take you over.
No. Even a friend is saying, Doc, Goldfield Ghana Limited, or buy a year, or day, or yes, or be mining. He said, you will pay 2021, 2022. A year, Ibrahim Mahama, EMP, Yana, or that. Me, Bisa, Mounts a million penny landslide, natural. Me, per se, me, Bisa, and you be I could afford the bush and eBay, and a time I could afford the chest wall. No, or yet, or what expertise to tell the Yenia Penny Ibrahim Mahama will be a day contract him, Ghana for Ofori-Atta. Yenya, your friend is saying, electricity, I the same. Doc, electricity, a year or more by a year, acquire the same.
PDSE scandal, no.
PDS, me patro, not only Panaya, the man, I had Tena Yenia Gabi. And Nedano, Patrol Gabi, is he an energy expert? Does he have any experience? Does he have any contract or any sort with electricity company of Ghana? You can't say a day. Ghana, ye mana, Ghana, your friend is saying, PDS station is out with Yaya. Million landslot elbow Ofori-Atta. Ofori-Atta is into insurance, and then you be a enterprise insurance, your friend is saying. Shareholder you man no what is all because because we know he's into that time your friend is saying data bank a provider your friend say expertise Ghana buy project the Tanya the idea you say data bank I was our experience because that is what it has been doing ever since JJ Rollins this time. It will be anyhow, because time, Papa Ofori-Atta, foreign finance minister. No, then the data bank and the provider, your friend is saying, no money, and one year my Ghana. Nobody spoke against it because some of us knew that is how he does. What you say? And Tiabane saying they do EMP, so they are about the full. Many are no one what I say. No clear woman say, Doc, no clear mechanic say. The fact that for the first time I made my new 3 a day. Now enquire mining. Now your mining concession can steer to say that my mines. For the fact that you dear man Ghana me. Now you found Australia ni, you found America ni, you found before from. Even crown. Conflict of interest will crab it.
Na me afro me crowd they may no me can say what tier MPP for Nibia. Say, oh, why are people defending a year EMP? So my question is say, okay, me and farmer Ibrahim Mahama. Why no be say ye demand MPP for number
be a normal person time the marble for to say the more. Maybe a man come say Goldfield engine.
Because you see the conversation is say and my president, my president. You be say your friend is saying open a year bidding. Amount for embedding no. Amount for a friend is saying one more who the NT with me and for a year that my minds the moment. How many MPP companies and the koye? Uko kausu Ofori-Atta kan na Ofori-Atta time fine Ofori-Atta time you see omo ka etia and then Ofori-Atta ni ho Ibrahim Mahama. You see, the gold name ma obi fufro, yempo. Diamond Mines list na baby ye. Why the farmer? So the conversation is why the farmer? And me farmer Ibrahim Mahama. Why the farmer, Mr. Imu amukika sansem? Why the farmer? Because yempo. See, I'm farmer Ibrahim Mahama. It means to say the Diamond Mines na enkoso. Ye nyejuma ye nuanu mo no mkotine fia na. This is the question. Let's people reason and people must be objective. Say I'm farmer Ibrahim Mahama. Why ni yemfa ma no nkoye adwuma? That's my question.
Doc. Yeah, say can say. Yeah, say hwe can okre say. Saa enkofo yi Ofori-Atta ya ye boni do. Anya bia so Ofori-Atta if we finance eba mining all of a sudden. Ofori-Atta free finance eba mining all of a sudden. I will speak against it because he has no experience in mining. Same way, and I say Ibrahim Mahama if free mining eco finance. Let's say a Ghana Japan to say LGBTQ and a commercial bank. And I Yadima Ibrahim Mahama, me, I will speak against it. And anyone quite say mix things up together. Kadia Bibate said they make time. These people, EMP has experience in mining data. Mining concession, on one that didn't see the Puma or be man the Quaman on it. And the young couple through an iron for before from Mama, what bro capability is obey us at the Nana. I mean, maybe one in Siasi.
And I maybe say, not the Pacona ye Fancoman, why the Fancoman, Omunche, the Pacua Fancoman. Because
maybe I know more before for I don't know, but Doc, maybe they are not cleaning, no cleaning, young Fabi Bianton thing. Step here near my or my Ghana way, Doc. That day near my or my Ghana we say who I say, M1. And I say, a kind of says here, they don't want to say, Ibrahim Mahama. Not much that because most of the companies now we are capable of mining these, or we are capable of winning, a foreign company. And to more parts, I say, young Tom Coffee, your friend thing, Japadian man, and I saw for Nana, Panama Pache. Wabra ye wo o man Ghana mu han panimfo wo haya omuntu so betimi ayebi amasika na kaha amaya grow ye ankasa indigenous homegrown companies me bisabio time Ofori-Atta ye finance minister now no you to enterprise insurance and insure government properties no kana no kasai who spoke against it. We knew that the sideline SIC and you to enterprise insurance nobody spoke against it. Lancelot, and then you be out to say Dr. Bejina Haka, Ekapetia say, Ofori-Atta being a foreign finance minister, or you sue on one Kasani company, and insure a buying companies. Meanwhile, near a buying insurance company or how to insure a buying Nema. Put this all become once because they are expecting that. Same way in a data bank, they provide securities near the demo minor. We didn't speak against it because you say your data bank Juma or Yaneda, we can still not data bank Gusonia about our contractor. And so what are you telling us?
You see, Afro, Maminka and see the to say. You see, there are some people that sometimes I hope and pray say they will get more understanding. And imagine the Bayer Juma. And it's saying when we talk about Ibrahim Mahama, one, Ibrahim Mahama is not a member of the NDC government. Two, Ibrahim Mahama is not a minister. Three, Ibrahim Mahama is a private man. Examples are omodema yenyina no. I free MPP for akacho. It tells you that MPP will stay in opposition for long because adwene ne nya adwuma. Why am I saying so? Anyway, if you are using Ofori-Atta as example, Ofori-Atta a business, a friend is saying, was a businessman and he was given a ministerial position as Minister of Finance. Nim say with a portfolio, not without a portfolio. Minister for Finance, our core office. You used to Ghana taxpayers' money a driving no koba. What you say? Sa papa na ankasa conflict of interest. The company a contract. The company, the bank, Ghana kobobusia biya, the bank and the Ghana kobobusia no when 10%. So you cannot compare apples with oranges. Oh yes, sir, one kasano obite jogas abrantia now bawi. Why do you need adwuma? Because they are working. Two different things. You see, the NPP is so desperate that they want to find fault with this government. Inti BBNC Kranwa. Oh, Yanko Kansebi. And the people who are talking, and Yanko for Sebio, Adrinimudo. And that is why you see, when it comes to this Ibrahim Mahama, Omonko for Nwankasanka normally they will be coming out to attack the government. They catch them say they be way and my mom fan because examples are this man is a private businessman. Sebio, it is not his fault to be a president, brother. What you say? And the fault is say, or your president in here. And there is no way Ibrahim Mahama ya churegun krata aso say Sebio what take a ministerial appointment ewo aban we. The things that you used to do in opposition, sorry, I'm not about Nebra opposition, is the same thing he is doing. Nothing has changed. But when it comes to the MPP, those people are no more your hotels, were ministers of state. They were cabinet ministers. So that is why we were talking about conflict of interest. If a friend is Ibrahim Agyapong was not a minister, and he was a private businessman, how many people will talk? Say Opeso to hotel. In fact, MPP buy Omutunton hotels nibi. What is a man for Kasa? Lancaster hotels a year golden tulip Omutunton enina. What is a for Kasa? Because the people that they sold the shares to them, were businessmen. It's a who yasa me Dr. Remabe Jana Maka. Because those people are businessmen. The capacity and the ability and the finances, no. Say person motor. That's our buying say, okay, hotel way and quay a boy a car, a taxpayers when you bet to about Betonia, Sikania, dear, fine, you give it to them. This is what people must learn. There is just trying to make something out of no issue, no. I am not MPP for we know. Oh, I want to say. The days of a year dan kwekubo chemono. Omonti said the JH Mensa mono. They analyze into answer number kasano. Omo dwene ho ansa. But when mo mabano, MPP time be ye cancer can Ofori-Atta the oya nenye inti Ibrahim Mahama so yanko kasa the oya nenye. I mean, come on. Uko kasa the oya nenya. Nyanyina so ne gina so. Nyeso enyese bia obi wodi eba ya ye kan ye ntino. Ye nyina so bia no say we die me nyina so akwa se bia ebia mfa ne say owura landslot ebia mfa so your kromfo na ebia mantemu a wote asem kan wakowia tomatoes ya che no ya bono police fo aba abeje no ye na kwa akoto prison eninti enam say Antima Saba kwame enso wo mantemu nti okofa baabi a owura landslord ekowia tomato nti no okofa awani nua owura landslord nua say hey wusu ye wi all because ni nua kowia tomato nti no Antima Ansa no omo eni nhia no ne baba betwem nti yenkasa ne ba ne ye wi by force. I mean come on we nyansa ben pa ne wo I am on me who some moyen call for Mako school, send your moking, some we are cratch for political party, Munini. And any massamino. And your prosperity would, yes, Africa, sir. It is.
Companies they for that a year. AF4. These are all homegrown companies. The percent car or much them a moody hen and anke MPP, a friend saying, company. Now, what's our unit of Vortex, a friend saying, Resources Mining Group, Opooman Mining Services Limited, Heath Goldfields Limited, and our engineers and planners. And would they hand a MPP own company, and not MPP company? No, Musuche, or money only Ibrahim Mahama and a party for NTM for Enfama, the other side. What I say? In a share, dinner. All of these people are mining companies, yes. But Ibrahim Mahama has an upper hand because that concession now you can't have someone. Or no, subcontractor or how then the equipment to mining, Gold pills the oba beji finished product no kokeke. Enfidie wo ho bia wa de asase ne so dada. Me papa de bi omu baby say wo kwa akoboku sie. Na de ni di atekwan ano ni di atelibu ano wo ha. Obre wo san kokokotu ebon bi o. Dok. Tu koboku sie o. De ni di atelibu ano ne bon ano e wo ho. Na wasen abre wo se da bi me mpe no. Me kwa akobo de ono no te bon no mu. Say ye primary o. Say ye de ne hwemu o. Wo be de no wa hu say kusie na say ade ni. Already no. The concession. Ibrahim Mahama machinery is already there. It's already there. And the young time no one can come out and build. Goldfields now. No, yeah, foreign entity or if South Africa now, no, yeah, or bepa finished products no come. Or no, who say, aside all of these indigenous mining companies in Ghana, no, Ibrahim Mahama company. And the betting me a man into the money deal too. Into what the contract number now or no need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you say a demagan and you know to be a baby Ibrahim Mahama company in Sing Chang. Yankofa for Mama politics in you. Now say I see a person you be a mine more mine and you move there. And you say you know. Party was what party be the oil be the party beating chair the beer okay be your right and idea. So I be no yeah my no. Ultimate fact Ofori-Atta and to Ibrahim Mahama. Ibrahim Mahama has not held any political position in this country before. Never. Ultimate fact Brian Tampon hotels are some of them crying they were doing well. If you think you can near person a tall man on and family to Brian Tampon was a cabinet minister at some point. And so I can't obey me. I man. Easy for him to do that. And yent na ho, and the any come over posterity in the bed, Aji yent na ho ma a sitting minister and Meji hotel star a be year Jumadada. La Pam any the petty at all. Coffee ne and you bring and near weekend Friday.
Labadi Beach ni La Pam Royal Hotel.
Koshe boy say Chomuna so giddy. Koshe. Now the catch him say La Pam ni labadi young Tom. Oh, Charlie, please.
No, because can the state own its own friend is saying. I see Afro, please. My question is: can the state own its own mining and employ Mahama as the manager? Or no, then I will.
The state can do that. The state can do that. But one who said, "Doc, internationally, no one. Why am say? I said a state now that cannot own. It has to give it out. A friend is saying, what do you call it? Entities mine it because the state yes are now quiet. I say I need a bar only at the other person we are saying talk when you need a bar. So what you have to do is to give it out to people, and this is the best time. A homegrown company, doc. Yet you come high gold fields near Shanty Gold near the Ademoshas near Monkai, dear pan, we know. First time I hear Ghanaian company, some of my mining. No, they will be our experience from Ghana to Liberia, Ghana to South Africa. Eh, Baba, is your what's it? Mosi dabi o dabi. Mumienshe ni yo.
Afro mame fa answer ni bi kwa entwa yenua ben man so. Engineers and planners adwuma no omo ye no is also a Ghana government and take. The thing is the takeover no 18th of April and eja preparation bibia officially they will hand over a year to a year friend say Ibrahim Mahama in the states no ubehwa Diamond Mines na enka yesenka 2025 no April ana na yesenka aban no agi free wo monse aban no sheda ma eye Diamond Mines for afeba ko kan wo mo adwuma no ho se so mo ahodi no betimi aya omo ntonkoso aban no steady wo mo the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources oyade pa because enka 2025 no o akwanya senko beji sa mines na emra mo list ne ba wie na nko de ama eye any company no my prepared and ready the tie ne say Abino does not have a year the funds currently. Or Gia, Sikaben or Shim when it comes to a year a friend is equipment. It is a Abino GCC and Punua. Abino will still sub a year friend is a engineers and planners as a subcontractor. Now, a human. So the best thing is, then why don't we give it to engineers and planners? No year human for I think it's about 11 years or so. I stand to be corrected. Years are a man. Abino who to me say those years need do obetimi asaya renegotiations or na enkoya obegina de at that time Abino was sika no a year friend say akade no. Why not? The government ebesa akom akototo a friend say ne nneoma eyi e wo mining no. I believe say emre do say when it comes to mining makase ewa ha say we garden na wa manone usika na odi esi wo bank no we can team up together concessions ne dorso ye de ne say ye be raise capital no ye be raise the equipment no na ya pe the expertise omo ye mining engineers no ma di anim na yetimi abedi na yetimi nya the some of these contracts and concessions no na expertise for na yetu omuka no ma employ Ghana for no ma ye adwuma no na yetu gold no na yesika na ka wo mining. This is what I've been advocating for. Odiase aha aniti eben asem obusa no so that is okay. It say osha aban no this is what they are doing in Zama Rasta media makodi. This is what a friend is saying aban no enti aban no that 1 year no aban no edema Diamond Mines no aban no was studying the finances so betimi akom I take you over Diamond Mines na aban na nkasa age ni a subcontract Ibrahim Mahama na aban no hwe na ho no ohun se awode no eni ho saa. And some of these things no they cannot come out and communicate because the ban say you also opa aban no ho ntoma too much. Or say why doesn't the government raise the capital through Ghanaians for this one? Raising capital through Ghanaians, no, you have to ask yourself, if you are raising capital, it means you do not have the funds to inject now. It means you have to lay off workers. If you lay off the workers, no more continue fear. Aban kroya ne besa aboka, making sure sesa and korano ma continue fear no. Obepe adwuma de ama wo mo. When you have a private sector or bemwa, private sector no obetumi akwa akogini loan ebia o in good standing to say Ibrahim Mahama e twentwen so gidi no wetumi akwa akonya the capital no aban ne say Ibrahim Mahama adwuma na wo kwa akoye no do not lay any Ghanaian worker off enyi obi adi contract ni nie say wuntimi dia adwuma ne emfa ma. So these are the things that we have to also understand in between. One tisa anu manasia ebedin now aban we enye a friend is saying military aban. Odi ase aban we no onye military aban. Eye military aban a ono no obetimi di tumi bi aba abegege nneoma te say the Ibrahim Mahama eye no sorry nye Ibrahim Mahama Ibrahim Traore eye no eye Burkina Faso no. Odi ase because no the international laws no binding no. Odi ase the open way. What you say, book at tebi or pebia with me. But when it comes to democratic government, you must obey the rules and laws. You must follow. One follower. Citizens, no, they will be employed. You need to what? Make them redundant. Making them redundant means you have to pay them off. Untimi momun kotine fie, abra untimi ntiyom. And that is why Abani is smart. Eyusu that 1 year window. Edema Diamond Mines say monko swa because nkoda ne nkofo wa kwatena fie no aban gia. It means the government must be forced to pay redundant money to the Ghanaian workers no. Inti minister ne hunu sa nyansa no who say hey me gi mines is free Diamond for what even though mulis na bury you know I am forced to pay I am forced to pay the workers. Inti aban no so afa no waba 2025 yesika sem kra enye papa Any Diamond Mines. Mumfa money and twice on your 1 year, near Jimo taxes. Near Timinia Sikanka crank crap. Yam fancy sauce, as in so. Obi fufro, a mam 1 year, Obi fufro, so you're interested. Nani pakona babe. And that's it. A minor man 11 years. 1 year in your year. Nisika na odi ashim ni nyina no. Ebeshi aban ne begine ade. No asade company na mo Obi fufro. I'll give you an example. Emre bi me de owura bi a friend no. Ohene ayi. Oh, this young man. Oh, very fine man. Ayi Kevin Ochery. John Mahama time no. John Mahama gave Kevin Ochery asase e wopo so. Ayi tumu eye fango. Sa asase ne de man no ayesenka Kevin Ochery ehwe so tu fango no. Na nkoye obe billionaire. Na otimi employ more Ghanaians, na otimi bus ebie enwuma akese no. Ye de sa asase ne man no no de ye gaga ensem. Sika ese odi kwa share adwuma nim pomfa sika nhye adwuma nim. Odi ye de ope. Ye ti ye ni no. Na afei odi de nkofo ka. Odi de business partners ka. Odi de banks ka. Ema ye kochi no. Ewo Dubai. Me de asem wetu adwa 2025 Christmas. Owura Kevin Ochery when di no Ghana. Ye chi no Dubai. Abrofo na no odi omo ka no. Ema ye chi no Dubai. It took otumfo or say to Nananya mekesi. Ana eja omusugu ni naso a odi asem ne koto John Mahama anima John Mahama two kwan called Saudi Arabia ho. Eja diplomatic meetings course so ansa no mo release Kevin Ochery edina ba Ghana. Me ne wo ka say aban na ese ne field na edi man no aban ne beji. Ne wa hwe apenkofo o meden ebetumu fango. Aban ni nyanya nkofo nyina ka ehunu se aban ni ne ho ne kon akwa Kevin Ochery businessman na dwumem enti aban is forced to pay workers. So these are some of the technicalities I am paying for no so munya de number chire mu chire Ghana for na Ghana for ni nyante ase because democracy is about communicating to the people. Enti ene me ne wo ka say Kevin Ochery ne concessioner ye de man no John Mahama de man no ansa na ofri akonwa so 2016 no aban no Saba when ntimi aman ne aban dada no so ntimi an support na mboa no Owari Ekufuado eyere sister ban no fi se onam heaven ene ye guy he is a fine man me penasem but they bia me kase de adwuma ne magana ni a mommia mani na monye nti we no Mr. Ibrahim Mahama de Dr. Ibrahim Mahama de yenim so oye bi na adwuma ne ngu ya nyame adaroma o manani kɔ na adwuma ho eno aye ne yie ana all building mo so amubenya opportunity no you must build ehia pa intimo amubisa se aden na aban na anje no aban ne sika semonye oje a he will be forced to pay more ebe ha no obema nkofo nso aye redundant businessman woni sika onkonkoye ya man 11 years when timia ye beji asase ne da so ye dia agudie ne ye betu. And this is where I draw the curtains down. Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name Dr. Ren, D Sexy D Ren. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Ren TV. Bomodia, me say we could do 10,000 YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dr. Ren. Nyame adumwa Saba. Have a great weekend. Take good care of yourself. We are Ghana in Kwandi. No matter which country you are, Nyankopon emfa na taban kese ne nkata wo so. De wo hwehwe bia no, oba de emfa ndomo. Wo akwantu mu de. De emusuo ne esanyame nyi wo mfrim. Wo fie nso ahwe ho so yi. De wo hwehwe bia Nyankopon fa ndomo no mfa nhira. Ye Ghana fo de, we can agree to disagree. In the end, we want to see Ghana prosper. And Ghana shall definitely be built by Ghanaians. Take good care of yourself. One love.